it's been pretty bad. I think that, you know, they've lost, last sort of week or so, they've 5 out of 6 best of 3s, I think it is, lost for them, which is definitely not what we normally expected as Tenacity. So we'll see. Post Cologne, what have we kind of got to offer in that sense? We'll have to see. But we are heading underway in just a moment to get this show on the road. Of course, 3D Max had their Cologne play-ins. That last day, unfortunately for them, losses to 9Z and Heroic, but fair enough to a degree. So Tenacity, maybe on a bit of a loss streak themselves. So let's see who can bounce back best in towards this series. You start on Inferno, of course, and look, he's already up towards long.
Indeed, moving quick. Simka ready and holding here on this USP. He's going to get overwhelmed, unfortunately. Jocko looking very, very good. They were quite ready, the B players, for the long push. It must have been called, it must have been seen, but either way, the catches still happen. Amanhar with the Julies is the only close member. There is a fight that goes down. Maka falls, but has kept the attention of 2 for quite some time. Should be able to get set up nicely here. Amanhar, whoa, spotted, and Jocko is not missing, it would appear. Late on in the day, potentially, but looking damn good. Can he get any more? Yes, he can. Can he get the ace? Is now the big question, of course. It's been a while since we've seen a good clean ace like this out of a pistol, Neo, but Jocko's going to do it.
Lovely stuff, isn't it? Really well done from 3D Max. And it's a little bit of a weird pistol round, but in the end, it works all the same. So, yeah, not too bad at all. Flying in towards the fight, setting the tone nice and easily, and then we get to look at them hopefully starting to spiral in quite a positive way for 3D Max. Get things started on this T side well. Now, though, it's nasty. Just going to go for a low buy. We've got 1 pop flash, and it looks like all but 1 going to go towards B. So, hoping a bit of a B pop comes through. A bit of gamble stack and a bit of presence being shown there by Namana. Potentially, that might kind of even force 3D Max back over towards B, because they might think that A is where they're deciding to stack.
Yeah, very possible. We'll see. I think there's a few decisions to be made here by 3D Max. It looks like, though, the Mac 10 on the lead up. We'll just say, all right, A is clear. It's not fully confirmed, but there you go. Namanhar sort of gives it away, and yeah, they're feeling pretty confident. They are going to move in the Zero Tenacity side of things, so they want to keep this going. It looks like it. They got its flash. They want to get usage out of it. In they go. Mac 10 caught reloading. Could get overwhelmed here. He's got the support, though, to keep him alive. And indeed, Maka doesn't panic too hard. The teammates will come and bail him out. So a good start here for 3D Max.
Lovely stuff. Can't complain, really, at all, can you? 2-0. As expected, as it should be. Now, though, first full buy coming out for Zero Tenacity. What have they got on offer for us heading in towards this one? Oh, well, last time they played as well, when it was actually quite a few months ago now, but last time they played on Inferno, Zero Tenacity were able to win that 13-11, but that was back in their real sort of peak when they were absolutely flying. Obviously, we know recently they've been in a bit of a rut, and things have been a little tough. So they're hoping they can kickstart. If they get an Inferno, that would massively help this series, obviously knowing what's up next, but we'll look at this for 3D Max, and on the other side saying how important Inferno is. Anubis always feels like a guarantee towards Zero Tenacity. No matter how many teams try and anti-shot them, it never seems to work. 3D Max take this, and that might give us that 3-mapper.
Very true. It is very true. I mean, my eyes are really open onto Anubis. I think 3D Max might be able to do it. There's some deeper experience in there, right? There was that game, I believe, against Fnatic, where they managed to really surprise everybody.
Yeah.
At the last Pro League, if I am remembering correctly. So it's in there. It is in there. It's just a case of, you know, whether the online realm here is obviously a very, very different environment. Simka hidden away, ready for them to come his way. Mac 10 will be the first port of call. Only 1 spotted. Slow down in from the T side. There will be a bolster of the CT defense, but yeah, is it wise? Is it not? They're going to run straight back. They've got a good position from Exorcise here. Will this be red?
Exorcise looking for a gap to work with. A lot of steps being made over towards short, so attention going to be drawn over here. Tenacity just still got such a strong position. Jocko finds Chofo. Vienna Lance on towards Maka. But a double from Ecstasies. That's what we were waiting for. Lucky pounces one of his own as well. And Simka left all alone, but they've run out of time. I thought he was on the bomb, but he moved off the plant. He was planting for sure, and he typed the digit in, and then for some reason moved and went for a safe angle, and he ran out of time. What a weird decision by 3D Max there. They had the plant, and then they took it off, and then went for a safe angle, which meant that they ran out of time. That's very weird indeed. But Tenacity, a huge sigh of relief in a way.
Yeah, so strange, so very strange. We'll see how it affects the upcoming rounds, because I think 3D Max will be disappointed, but also sharpened up a little now. Oh, AVN can't win out the fight. That's a bit difficult to watch. Brook Monster traded instantly. Looking good here. Joffo on the MP9, in for a couple. Can't quite land them. The damage is good here. The damage is good, but they might want to give it up. They're both split. No kit available, and of course, they don't really have that damage information at this point.
Goes down. Still sticking around for a fight, but a Remoto smoke comes through. Let's see. Simka. I feel like he's going to get really proactive here, but as time starts to tick, it looks like they might be pulling away, and they are. So they're going to give this one up just when they find a round. All that 3D Max do is just go right back towards the site, which they just failed on. On down this time, and it will be them getting the round. At least exits are going to go the way of Tenacity. They've got that going for them. First, and the second two, of course, they were both so low. Exceeding gravity. Jocko will survive. That's all that they will get. Third round on the board. 3D Max. Looking pretty good.
Yeah, definitely, right? Bar the blip. They have really come into this game looking strong. So, big fan of that. Hopefully the energy continues, but Zero Tenacity, as we know, have got a pretty high level available to them. But like I say, I think 3D Max, they're just going to be super warm, aren't they? Cologne, maybe didn't go so well, but the prep, the games,
Sure.
you still learn an awful lot. Being in that environment, you want to get back there. ECL especially is a big way indeed to do that. Simka, nice find, but traded. That is the price to pay of over-aggressing. The Manhar up high. Little unorthodox. Usually you'll maybe split the rifles on Inferno. Right? So they might not expect the M4 here. They will now that a molly's come down. They'll be like, okay. I don't know. That the rest of the team would be going for mollies if they are indeed buying. Nice nade. Really nice nade, actually. He drops down. He's just trying to distract away. Just trying to buy that space. USP comes in. Big damage. Couple kills. The Manhar not dealt with. And that is the big deal. Ecstasy suddenly finds himself all alone. He's got a big fight to win here against the player at New Box. Not necessarily a done deal. Gets the creep round and gets the drop. The Manhar thought he would have seen him coming in. So now the 1v1, it gets a lot easier against the unarmored USP.
Yeah. This feels very doable for Ecstasy. He's just going to tuck himself into towards Dark. But actually, he's not going to play the non-contact angle. He wants the fight. And it will work. Ecstasy's brilliant work. 3D Max looking really great right now. Good contract being played by them. Everything slotting itself into place. And Zero Tenacity just don't seem to have an answer, really, at all. I mean, they're going to buy back in, but nothing seems to be changing. Every time they step up the pace a little bit, doesn't make a difference. They slow things down, and same sort of thing. They just get overwhelmed on the sites. Very good Counter-Strike being played by the French side, and I think for now, definitely have to ask a hell of a lot of questions. Now for Zero Tenacity, you can sort of see with how they're playing so far, why they're on such a heavy loss streak for the first time, maybe even all year. Has been. Come through one. Spam by Jocko. Good. And open things up once again. Simka just caught off guard.
Oh, the Manhar trying to follow traces here. But also trying not to die. So good start for 3D Max once again. Are they going to be able to back up on this. Lucky head of the smoke. A little risky from him there on the spam, but all good. And it really is a tense kind of round here, feels like. Zero Tenacity, they know they need this, and being a man down already is not a good sign. Cheeky angle from Brut works out. Any more for the CT end? Or the molly. Slightly missed time, but totally disrespected, and he gets 2. Here we go. Zero Tenacity have come alive. Looks like they should be able to pick this one up. Somehow Brut Monster stays alive there. And there you have it. Zero Tenacity back in.
Yeah, it took a while to get them alive, but better late than never, I guess. And in this one, it will make a pretty big difference too, of course. Up to a second, but money a little fragile over towards 3D Max. They'd made the previous rounds expensive, even the one before that. That goes down into the 1 versus 1. So it does have a knock-on effect. And here you can see exactly that. 4-2. And probably going to be made 4-3. I say that, though. We do see a force buyout from 3D Max. Double AK, double Tech 9, P250. These are the sort of buys that you can't really underestimate. In the right hands, Tech 9s are brutal to deal with. Let's see how Tenacity want to play it. Maybe not so aggressive. I mean, it seems for now, at the very least, they're going to give him a lot of respect.
Yeah, they really are. Patient from 3D Max. A lot of time gone and only just starting to move even. Do have that utility available, but not a lot. And they're against 3 on B. Zero Tenacity. Well seen, well read. Really, really nice from them, and they are fully committed, so I think they've got a good idea of this type of 3D Max round and what they like to do. Good timing here, 50 seconds. Flash goes in, it's perfect. Down for 1, spotting more, confirming the round, but the AWP comes off. A couple of them have crossed. Molotov goes down. That's not going to stop them if they chose to go through, which they don't. They actually are going to just pause for a second. A man hard traded quite quickly. Brut Monster still alive on the USP, takes another. And all of a sudden, Exorcise has to do it all.
Tough. 1v2 here as well. No damage being dealt towards Choffa or AVN. Pop flash through, and he avoids it. And he nearly gets a second as well. Choffa's in a lot of trouble. Exorcise, if anybody could do it, he's the guy you look towards, but it's not to be. Joffo will see it off. He's looking for the AWP and he'll find it in the end. And it will be another round for Zero Tenacity. A third now, but not a bad attempt on the force by there. Down to the 1 versus 1. A lot of pressure put on towards Zero Tenacity. Round 1, and an AWP kept alive. Yes, is the main thing that they care about. Max, be back to the drawing board a little bit. I don't think we're going to be full buying here, so just maybe just a bit of a half buy, stay above 2k, and buying towards the next.
Timeout coming in here from the Frenchman. There's a lot to talk over, I would imagine, as it has very, very quickly slipped through their fingers. Another round they are likely to lose here. So they really do need to find their feet and regain the lead, man. Regain the momentum that they had. They were looking really, really good despite a fumbled round. You know, it should be 5 by all accounts. It should really be 5. And they still have managed to recover, take a pretty good lead. That lead, like I say, has slipped, and they're actually going in for the buy here now.
I don't... This is a big call. I know you're going to have loss bonus next round, but this is a really big call. Going for full investment, but you only bring a Galil, a Mach 10, and a few Tech 9s. Definitely feels like a bold decision to be making. Spam. Tech 9s not really getting or too much at the moment. The spam of the M4. Let's get 1 tag. Double nading into a stop car. A lot of damage towards the man. The flag is really good. Simka's here as well, but he might be dead in a second. It's the man who gets away with the kill. What is happening? Back and forth. And AVN just panicking, getting out of there.
Yeah, that's a little crazy. That's a little crazy for sure. Smoke going in. AVN alone here at the back end of the site, so he really just needs to buy time. A desperate attempt at the frag, but it's not going to happen. What can you really do from that position? Brook Monster, nice attempt through the smoke, but unfortunately denied. So with the plant coming in here, it is just he and Joffo. And what do they want to do? They also have no money on the Zero Tenacity side of things, so he's going for a wise decision here. The answer is going to be no. Jocko uses his echolocation to take out the player through the smoke, and the Force by Demon, he strikes again, man. Jocko loves a round like this. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, guys. Wait a minute, guys. A little bit risky. A little bit scary here. I think Brook Monster's got no idea he's getting flanked out, but yeah, for just a second now, I was a bit worried. They looked like they were on their way out. Thankfully, it comes in good timing, and they did indeed notice that you could still defuse.
Yikes. It was a little close, but that's a bad round to lose, though, for Zero Tenacity. To one Galil, Mac 10, a few Tech 9 to get overwhelmed. I think they're just a little bit too keen to fight, and we probably didn't need to, if being completely frank. Tough one to lose, tough one to let slip, and I think now, at the moment, 3D Max still absolutely look like the more confident side. I don't know, Zid's they just don't really look like themselves. They normally have very good synergy and teamwork, and they like this sort of aggro style of play. It's not working out for them at the moment. They are constantly being caught off guard.
Early nades out from both sides here to just try and, I think from the T side in particular, draw out as much CT attention as possible. Absolute classic here from the T side against what is a suspected force by, even an eco to be fair. Yeah, just draw them in, confuse them a bit, and keep enough utility for you to mount your own attack. But Zero Tenacity have very quickly moved away. Brook Monster going late. Oh, he does get the dink. Just out of that one-tap range, though. So only 97 damage. I say only. It could have an effect moving forwards here. The Manhard, Joffo, AVN. Got to try and hold. Still two of them in on the site, though. Could be very, very dangerous. Unfortunately not. The Manhart. Trying. I'm going to give him the space. He's got the bomb, but yeah, he had to take a fight somewhere.
That's it. Okay. 3D Max, already up to 6, though. Not too bad. I don't think you can really have too many complaints at all. Playing good Counter-Strike. I think we are starting to see as well where Zero Tenacity have a lot of pitfalls in their game. They went for a bit of a force themselves. Didn't work out, and now low by here should be a 7th up on the board for the 3D Max roster. All in all, a hell of a lot to like. This first half is going sort of exactly as you'd want and maybe even expect as well out of 3D Max. Their map pick and showing just exactly why it's their map pick. Very, very good Counter-Strike being played by them right now. The sort of post-Cologne stint. Looking good back into the online reps. It's nasty. Starting breaking this curse. They look all over the place at the moment.
Fitting back in quite well, aren't they? Fitting back in quite well. So I think this is what I was hoping to see. Whether it keeps up onto Anubis is sort of the big question that I would have here.
A little scrappy, but Gravity will get its kill, and he'll get out as well, which is really all that matters. Jocko finds Brute Monster 2. Presence being shown over towards A, and that's going to spur them over towards B. Now they make noise. There is one here. Simka and a USPS. I don't think he's going to make too big of a difference. Might even go through that smoke in all fairness, and it'll cost him his life.
Bomb going down. So that should be the round confirmed. Jocko. Whoa! Little dodgy. But he had enough of a drop that he will get the kill. Drops that AK and then gets caught. So, yeah, for all his cleanliness in this half thus far, 18 kills already, by the way. Yeah. Jocko has had a little bit of a mare over there.
He's been absolutely cooking. And we're going to highlight the two guys, one from each side. Maka and Namanha. Both of them have been pretty quiet, being completely honest. Avien has slipped the net briefly in towards Boiler, but he needs to be careful. He's very, very low. And he just wants to make sure that he keeps his AK alive. I don't think it's even worth looking around for fights here. He is in between kind of that deep second mid player and the guy on the A site, but luckily doesn't spot either more aptly. They don't spot him. So he's all good. He keeps the AK afloat. A little buy around it, but it still is 3D Max up to a 7th. So this is a really, really good showing out from them. And definitely, like we said, a hell of a lot of question marks have to be made over towards the Zero Tenacity side. They're all over the shop. They lose this one as well. We could be talking about 3D Max taking like a 9-3 half. And that in itself might be game center match in this Inferno already. Oh.
Backer. Nice pickup. Get that spam, Simka. Get that spam, man. You might come away with quite a few kills down there. But no, he's opting to keep his spot. Stay safe. Stay silent. Flashing just to scare him a little bit. Again, not going to get angry. They seem to know about him down there. Brook Monster gets caught. It's just going to be Joffo in the pit as well for one. Molotov off himself. Getting aggressive. Lovely move here. He's not ready for the next, but the AWP shot rings out and misses. So it is all down to Mac 1v3. 3D Max have picked up the pace maybe a bit too much. Gotta watch this man, though. He's always capable. And he loves this. No sound. No thinking. Just pure aiming. Indeed, out aiming. Oh, not going to happen this time around. Zero Tenacity hit that 4.
So at least for Zero Tenacity, something to work with. At least a little bit where we can maybe say, all right, 8-4 is not an impossible. 7-5 would be great. It all takes one pistol as the difference. But on the other side too, Max still a side who, from what we've seen throughout this, have looked like the better team. All in all, gun rounds for the bulk of them have been pretty clean. And I don't know if it's Zero Tenacity. They still don't look as scary as what we have caught them in the past. Feels like a bit of a mental thing as well. Maybe slightly overworked or whatnot. Lucky finds the man here. Overly aggressive there. He had a Molotov in front of him, one behind. He decides to go through to fight in towards Banana. That'll cost him his life. So a very easy opener taken by Lucky without really having to do all too much.
Joffo on a dangerous angle once again. So waiting to see what he can do. Oh, dangerous peek. Brook Monster. He's savvy. He didn't go too wide there. He knew that there was a likelihood. Then being round the corner. Joffo found this time. Hackers thread the needle. Should be able to steal one. Looking good then. Man advantage. Oh, AVN falls. Even better. Even better. Dodgy moto smoke, but I don't think they're bothered. They're pulling the bomb out. And, well, Brook Monster's going to get caught. Anyway, 8-4 at the turn of the half. 3D Max looking good. We'll see if they can continue into the second half. Welcome back in, gamers. We are indeed underway with the second half. Pistol underway. Interested to see what 3D Max have got in the back pocket, as it has kind of become a little bit of a dangerous prospect, I think. If they continue this, Zero Tenacity really not going to get started on this map. Julie's out and ready. Will manage to just about find one. Gravity goes down pretty quickly, though, and of course his teammates just couldn't back off from that initial brawl. It looked good for a second. Flash is effective. Maka going to have to find them all. Can't happen for him, though. Too much spinning around required.
Yeah, too many bodies and too many people to find that he just couldn't quite do it. Alrighty. At least for Zero Tenacity, finding that sort of a pistol gives you a very, workable start. Maybe, just maybe, might be what they need heading in towards this. If we can get a bit of a run of form in the early part of this game, we'll have something to work with. Just because we've seen this force spike come through, it's a lot of pressure here. But Maka, what a shot! Clips Brute Monster full running. Wild.
Yeah, absolutely wild. Could make a big difference here as well. It's a nice one for the weekly highlight reel, but it could be a big old kill. Oh, down goes Maka, though. And now only XSC's sticking around. Doesn't quite realize how dangerous the apartment is right now. Trade off of damage. It's 1 HP. Mac 10 maybe better than the MP9. I think that's all it comes down to, potentially. Either way, can they continue dishing out this damage on the French side?
I'll be actually giving it a go is the other thing I'm thinking of too. They might actually just keep hold of what they've got. Looks like that's going to be the case. And even now it's really down to 2 as well. 5-7 on the Mac 10 is what we keep hold of. That'll be that. Unfortunate stuff. Tenacity now not only making a 2-round game, but maybe even 1. We're talking about what is 8-6 now, but with this sort of low buy that's going to come through, probably it'll be 8-7. Because not really expecting a hell of a lot in towards the next. 3D Max do need to be a little bit careful, right? I think that's the main thing. This next gun round that we get out from them could be the difference between Zero Tenacity, who are at a disadvantage or still playing catch up, and actually potentially even tying the game up.
Yeah, it's very true, man. It is very, very true. Again, Zero Tenacity, I think a lot of their propensity on Anubis comes from the fact that they are really, really good on this T side, So they always do have it in. It seems like they can sort of flip that switch once they move halves, because it allows them to dictate the fights, dictate where it goes down. Now, we'll see. We've obviously not seen anything mega serious from 3D Max yet in terms of investment. But it is looking really good. Zero Tenacity start this one off well. Should be another round for them.
Should do. The man hurt. That's fine. Lucky takes a little tag on that molly. And he now also been spotted. And across. Dropping over the weapon. The 5-7. Tried to spam through the smoke. Unfortunately, didn't seem to be happening here. Try as they might. Lucky. I don't know if popped in, but really nice anti-flash played there. The man never won. Nade will come over. There's a good chunk of damage. The last 2 are here as well. They should actually know this, because 1 peaked or 1 flashed. I'm sure I could understand he's run towards A face. Don't realize. There's 1 gone. The last man is Maka and the Mac 10. Unfortunately, not expecting a lot from 8 to now 7. As they go in towards the A site, and they're dropping all the smokes, but nobody's here, fellas.
Indeed. Small waste of the utility, but that's okay. Maka probably gonna save. I don't know, man. Save culture's gone too far.
It has, hasn't it?
It's gone too far. Bro, you got a Mac 10. Like, you've 50 HP, I get it, right? But just try and get killed. Try and get killed, bro. And just give the fans what they want,
Yeah, you're going to buy next round anyway, right? So why not?
Well, now he's not. Now he's going to be on a Mac 10.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
He's going to do like 70 damage to a guy with an AK, where he might have got a kill with the M4, you know?
Exactly.
It's crazy.
That will be 1-round game now put up. Zero Tenacity. What to say? I give them a lot of credit at the moment. Max is starting to struggle a little bit. We now look at this spot and saying that this gun round feels like very much for all the marbles. And this is like true, right? If we see like Mac, for example, with this Mac 10, you mentioned sort of getting a dink right, hitting somebody set for 70 and then dying and then they lose a round. It does ask a lot of questions about how good or bad of a decision that is. Speaking of Mac 10s, Manda wants to get in for one of his own, but Chopo gets a double, triple entry, and he gets out in front of the molly with a deep smoke over towards CT. They can cross in towards the B site. The Mac 10 got nothing. Now they could be in a bit of trouble. It's 2v2. Hang on. Maybe I spoke too soon.
Yeah, that is quite big. Joffo maybe oversteps his bounds ever so slightly. The nade not only softens up one, but it takes another down. And that smoke, it disappears fast in this game, let me tell you. You don't if it's not in your mind already, you'll be like, yeah, the smoke's fine, and then they just sort of disappear. But obviously he wasn't looking at it from the get-go. Thought he had maybe a few more seconds on it. Either way, it comes back to Joffo a little bit, giving them that early frag.
Yeah, absolutely. Well done. Really, Max, they needed to make that round work. If they hadn't, we're talking about Tenacity not only tying the game up, but taking a lead, probably because the economy gets shattered. Now, of course, well, the Mac didn't do anything in that previous round. Mac has got himself an AWP. Ollie's going to come towards Banana. He really wants to peek in towards Mac is the big question I have. He'll flash himself in. There's a lot of damage, that flash. Everybody blind. So much util coming over, but the first fight, Mac actually gets through the wall. Just a shot on instinct catches Simka.
Might just have turned around pretty massively here. 3D Max have appeared out of nowhere. Bomb dropped. Banana push way too easy. X's cease. Trained up and ready, but it's actually Gravity that's going to take the kills. Beautiful stuff from him. And there's the double digits for 3D Max. Really, really fast, in fact.
So, 10-7. 3 rounds ahead, 3 rounds away. We might have a buyout for Tenacity, but at the same time, we might not. This could be one of those where we potentially see the likes of the Hero AK come through. We've seen a couple of those be pretty popular. But yeah, this is a big conversation to be had here with this pause. 4-0 Tenacity. I actually don't even know what's the play here because the man has 1.9k and it looks like maybe a half buy actually with that Galil being picked up. I think he's got no armor. Oh no, half armor even. So it might actually just be a bit of a half investment. Just one Galil, few upgraded pistols, and hope that they can make it work. In all fairness, on the other side, we did see 3D Max pull off around like this. So can't completely count that.
Indeed. Indeed, indeed. All right, let's see. Maka in with an early peek, just slowing them down in the second middle area there. Nades down. Not really any damage. So it is that first kill for Gravity, though, that looks good. Spamming away. Often in these types of rounds, you want to play a bit more aggressive. You know that there is unlikely to be a decent buy. So why not take a few chances? And getting that first kill always feels quite nice, especially if it results in a few more. Maka with the unfortunate tag. And Jocko with the unfortunate mag empty. So let's see here if they can find any more. Just going to be AVN, low HP, trying to get cheeky through the smoke, but he is being watched. 4 down. They will go 11-7. And here we are, 3D Max. Looks to me like they're going to take this map, to be honest with you, in relatively comfortable fashion.
Yeah, I think at this point I'd be very surprised if they don't. I just don't think that Tenacity have had too many answers for the 3D Max side throughout this game. I think it's looked pretty one-sided. It's been, at least where I'm at, it's looked like only really one team in this. I know there's been a couple of moments and maybe these slight little periods where you can say Tenacity looked okay, but for the most part, really one team in this. 3D Max. I've looked good. I feel like they've got the number out from Zero Tenacity, and it's showing. They're going to come round. Jocko now just tucked in towards Deep Banana. Doesn't actually even have to move here. Has support. In towards top Banana. So he can just stay here. Unless they molly him out, he's going to be absolutely fine. Even if they do, got a bit of util to support him. Gravity's the only one for smoke, though, in all fairness. So he might have to just fight his way out. Speaking of. Yeah, he's in trouble. Oh, he's not. He gets that smoke coming through. That's good. Hot flash as well, but Lucky will fall.
Maka trained in on the edge. One around at long quite yet. Oh, no, Manha. Looking to be alive. Maka spots the boost up. It's not a bad idea against maybe anything but an AWP. No scope. To keep him alive and get his team back in the lead. Looking good. Bit of support on the back of it as well. So we'll see here. Exorcist, meanwhile, sprays down for another. And 3D Max, not putting a foot wrong, really. The odd frag here or there, but ultimately the setup is just far too strong. Zero Tenacity, without ideas, really just playing into the hands of the Frenchman.
Absolutely. I think kind of what you mentioned, they have run out of ideas. Everything they're trying, nothing's working. And actually, that's been the story throughout this map, if we're being completely honest. So far, so good. 12-7 scoreline. So much credit has to be given over towards our side. You're 3D Max right now, just not pulling any punches. They've looked great all the way throughout. This might be pretty simply closed out map. 12-7 now. You get a 13-7 map. We're looking at that on paper and saying it's super one-sided. Jocko first. Not quite the second because the Molotov does the damage. Orb is there. He gets a quick flick. Maka. He was quiet first half, but he's found his moments towards the end here.
Yeah, very true, man. It was all about Jocko in that first half. But Maka taking over the game on the CT side for sure. Flash in. Difficult finds, but should be all good here. Oh, a lovely double spray down to close us out. Always nice to see. Maybe not if you're a fan of Zero Tenacity, though. They will be pretty handily beaten there. We maybe expected the Inferno to come a bit close. It does fit into, yeah, I'd say that second spot. Maybe Mirage. Depends how you want to see it for Zero Tenacity, really. But so often, are you really getting breaks? You've got to practice in there as well. But then you're not really practicing. It's just constant games, constant pressure. Do you have time for live stuff? Like, it gets kind of insane. I've just had a run of it in my personal life, you know, not to bring that up, but like part-time job, doing this. It's a lot, man. So imagine playing like 3 BO3 days. If you have 3 or 4 of those in a week,
yeah.
Are you kidding? Like, that's insane, you know, if you end up with that. And with their kind of numbers, they might have had that happen to them a couple of times. So we'll see. It can happen, man. You have this run in tier 2, and then you have this severe drop-off because of burnout, and also everyone starts to figure you out. So we'll see if the tried and true, the old beauty of Anubis here is going to give them the way back in. It might just AVN. Lovely stuff. He's got cover as well. Has yet to get taken down. Flash over the top here. Should be enough to take another. Maka left on 4 HP. So it's all going to be on Exorcist against pretty much the entirety of Zero Tenacity.
I was doing the maths as well, and I think so far for Zero Tenacity, they're averaging something like 1.2, 1.3 maps a day at the moment. That's how much CS they're playing. It's bonkers. Are we going for a little run boost? We are. And it immediately comes back to bite Exorcist, and obviously they'll know Mac is here now as well because somebody has to boost him up. That's that. This round's done. Zero Tenacity going to start off in towards their map pick well. That's all we could really ask for them. Had a pretty terrible showing so far. It's better than nothing. The Madhouse sees it off.
Really great start for Zero Tenacity. I will maybe bring us immediately back down to reality. The thing on Inferno was the pistols looked good for Zero Tenacity. So maybe just keep that in mind for now. Don't get too excited just yet. Don't get too excited just yet. Either way, 3D Max, no bomb plant, going to eco things out. Actually not. Actually not. Okay, kind of a last second force buy, actually. We've still got players in the buy zone. a minute and 50. So kind of interesting. 3D Max, I think this is one of the things as well. You have to look at this from a realistic perspective. It's a good map for you. It's a map they've taken a couple of scalps on the previous Pro League, right? Season 19. And this team of Zero Tenacity are really good on this map. So I think you can use this as an opportunity to kind of test yourselves against them.
It's true. Very true. Tech9s can be scary in the right hands. Off flash round. Man sees them, got some molly. Laz, he's opting to keep hold of the Julies though, but I guess it doesn't matter. We've got all the support behind. Chopo, double the MP9, make that 3. And Amanda's nade leaves it all down to one man. Exorcise gets caught, and such an easy hold, isn't it? So simple for Zero Tenacity. They barely even break a sweat there.
Yeah, absolutely, man. 3D Max giving them a lot of room now then, and a lot of pace to work with. The Force, I think you can maybe kind of see it from a bit of body language here. Not super expected. We're going to see a few pistols make their way into this round as well, but ultimately 3D Max not expected to take it, just looking to have a chance at some damage.
Line up. Might get a few more. Add it to the tally. He will. Catches Jocko. Big kill to find. This is a little bit of a throwaway round, but ultimately for Zero Tenacity, they need to make sure that they don't give too many fights over to the pistols. They know, because they force bought last, that it's going to be a lowish buy here. Don't allow them to get too many kills. Brute Monster, Tech9 is deadly. And Gravity, all that's left. He's a dead man walking to. Brute Monster, brilliant triple coming through from him in towards mid. And I saw it coming. 3-0. Zero Tenacity, like we said, light work so far.
Yeah, here we go, though. This is where it obviously starts to get serious. 3D Max, they did have a few slower starts to the Inferno. Lost that second half pistol. Lost the pistol here as well, but immediately managed to turn things around once the guns came in. We'll see here whether or not they can make this one work for them. Not as much comfortability on this map. Gravity going to eat a fair bit of damage. I'm not sure from a nader if there was actually an advanced position there from Zero Tenacity. There is an advanced position towards B. Unsuccessful thus far. Can we see the survival? No. AVN will drop. And there you have 3D Max, 2-piece from them. Joffo, no idea. Jocko out on towards B real quick. The bomb nowhere to be seen, but it should be fine.
Should be. Will be. Nice shot from Jocko. And a man there. As he falls, leaves Brute Monster all alone. What is he going to do here? If we're being completely honest, save is the answer. So 3D Max, first gun round, looks pretty good. Makes you wonder, why did we even force in the first place? Right? Why did we go into the Tech 9 buy? So when the AKs have come out, they look great. All in all, though, now at the very least, a chance where potentially you can see the other side of them getting active. Brute Monster, quick scope coming through from him, will catch Gravity. At the very least, there's something nice, but I'm not expecting all too much off the back of it. Especially now that he's dead. Down he falls. That could also be an ult to be collected too for Maka, which he'll gladly take. First one on the board for 3D Max, only the one casualty. Not too many complaints, if I'm being completely honest. We still, in terms of that being that first gun round, that's a good sign. This is the first true gun round from both sides. With Zero Tenacity, it's not a bonus on their side. This could really be an early litmus test as to sort of how 3D Max fare up against the pretty scary, notorious Anubis of Zero Tenacity, and whether they've got maybe something up their sleeve to stop them.
Okay. Jocko looking for this dark control once again, lining up his Molotov. So that's a bit of something. Ollie and a flash. Bada bing. Take that. We will take that every day of the week. Simka, though, still sticking around. Drops a nade, and it's big. It is big, big damage there. However, Jocko unfettered, confident in himself. Double swing from Zero Tenacity. Very smart indeed. AK retrieved. Able to drop back with the one-man advantage now.
Alrighty. So with that AWP alive, I just feel like there's maybe a bit of it's caught Gravity. Youngster, new boy on the block for this side, but that one worked quite nicely. It's a little quiet though. Although it's at this 4 versus 4, we're not seeing too much proactivity come through. Side as they're not actively looking for gaps in the armor. You know where they're trying to finish here, but of course, Utah going to come over towards B. That should confirm the ideals, and a rotate's coming over too, and it might be a little late.
Ooh, Simka falls. Might even move to save here, to be honest with you. No good position for any of these CTs. Only AVN, but the bomb's in. The bomb is getting planted. I think that's kind of what he was banking on. Can I stop that bomb on the cross? Here's the digits, and we'll drop back. So 3D Max, a little bit of an extra level for them to push it towards here, but they still get the round.
I feel like as well now with 3D Max finding these rounds of actually, not too much hassle, if I'm being completely honest. It was only one dying in the last, and that was just them on the hunt. And this time, one dying on the intro in towards the site itself. I mean, we're looking at 2 back-to-back very clean rounds. That in itself, not all too bad. 3-1 now. Now turn 2, and I think the 3D Max, where they're starting to find a little bit of form both on the sort of bonus round and the full gun round. I think Tenacity, I wouldn't mind them having a little tack pause and just a conversation. They can sort of buy around. This is the good thing when you have 3 staying alive, you have enough money left over where you could squeeze out a full buy again if you want to. Just off the back of what's saved and lost and all the rest. So AV and Choffa, they can drop over rifles and it's fine. You may have to take a little bit of a hit in terms of util, but for the most part, they'll be all right. Yeah, we are seeing that attack pause, which I'm glad to see. That's all I can really ask. My question is, though, can we see the Tenacity answer back? Or is this going to be 3D Max tying the game up, maybe even started to take a lead too and building really well on this T side? And bearing in mind, this is a T-sided map too, so arguably half of us would sort of expect that to be the case where 3D Max entering towards that second half with a lead.
Okay, 3D Max, what else have they got available? Have they gone through the strat book quite quickly? Or is there something really substantial here? Nade damage is decent. Joffo pushes forwards. It's actually a 2-man push. XSC's kind of watching for it a little. Knows the timer might be off. Gonna get his smoke out. It's mental. He's not even getting timed on. Joffo has managed to push in. XSC's with the trade. Ready for the AWP? No, not quite. So there you go. It all works out quite nicely for Zero Tenacity. Cheeky contact play. Brings them the man advantage. How long will it last? The man are a little lucky to live that one.
That's true. Monster. Holding. Might get a chance to it. Looks like they're going to dip away. At least Gravity. Still for now, just going to hold and wait. Committing to these fights for the moment, but now starting to creep their way forward, and that's where things can become a little precarious. We want to be challenging the AWP, if we're being completely honest. Molotov deep over towards Connector. Flash as well to stop the cross. That Molly didn't go exactly where they intended. It was actually meant to go in the doorway. It doesn't. Jocko going to find an important kill on the spin. Brute Monster gets caught. That is a lovely double entry coming through from Jocko, and he might have just given them the round.
Yeah, quite possible. Once again, no advantageous position here for Zero Tenacity, and despite the proactivity, despite the success they're able to find early on, the 3D Max mid-rounding has looked absolutely brilliant. They go down 4v3 quite early, and then nobody else dies. So really, really solid from them. Zero Tenacity. Again, forced out to save. It's a little difficult. Sucks a bit. They just lose one too many players in the interim. But ultimately an interesting kind of look here for the 3D Max side. We'll see if it continues.
Yeah, so far, so good. Can't complain right now from the French side. They're playing great Counter-Strike, and we are seeing a lot of these errors and issues that were obviously sort of plaguing them a little bit. Now really starting to find these sort of awkwardnesses in now this map that is meant to be Zertanasti's home turf, right? We saw how on Inferno they were a little bit all over the place. It wasn't the way that they would hope, or it wasn't sort of clean Counter-Strike being played. And we maybe kind of chalked it up to being a good map, but also, you know, good map 3D Max, right? Maybe a little bit of a bad map towards Zertanasti. But this is just rough in general. Miss Molotov, but not a couple of missed shots. Smacker, Gravity kills a piece for them, and even Jocko got in the action before he fell. 1 AK left for Simka and a Deagle. This round's not getting off the ground. This should be 3D Max taking a lead here.
Lucky. Don't fall asleep now. Yeah, there you go. Lands the flick across, and that will be a pretty flawless round coming across from the Frenchman. Joffo looking to just take one away. Spotted and tagged. Should be finished by the AK here. He is indeed. That's so clean. From Exorcist as well, the team ace comes around. Been a while, actually, since I have seen one of those, and at the very least noticed it in a nice manner such as that. So yes, 3D Max going to take the lead. Big round coming across there. Zero Tenacity, got to give us something.
Sure. For now, it's still a weird position that we're in for Zero Tenacity, because they're just not playing as dominantly as they usually do. We've caught these guys a multitude of times on this map, and they've always looked great. This one, not so much. Maka, our man that we highlighted, starts off well, but Brute Monster gets one of his own. Flash out, but that's just for him to fall away. Stop them barreling in towards mid and sort of getting up in his face. We'll post up deep over towards Khan. AVN, hot flash. He doesn't really act upon, but at least crosses to get a little bit of information.
Joffo. Feels like his toes should be getting crispy, but they're not on the other side of that door. Fire did not quite make it round the corner. A pause here from 3D Max, just a complete slowdown and a very wide default, hoping to catch off some aggression. I think they're a bit worried about the fact that, yes, that kill comes in, but it's also maybe the bomb that's been seen. So, you know, they feel a little scared. No way this move happens at the exact same time. Joffa works his way out. He's the lucky one there, let me tell you.
That's true. Util over. Now you're going to come round 2, but I don't think too big of a difference. I say that in this 4 versus 3, I don't really know how we're going to find success if I'm being completely honest. Maka. Oh, okay, hang on. Posted. Yeah, but Joffa in the god angle. It's so difficult to clear that angle. Every single time. You can make something of it, but it's just not good enough. Maybe a bit of damage, but getting the kill itself, not to be. Xyz gets one. R3 dies with the flames, and Simka runs through the flames to pick up an AK, but still. Good round, Zertanasti. Needed it. And we get to see, once again, a little bit of success coming through. That was a title for a piece. Probably a 3D Max, we're maybe looking at minimum 6 rounds T-side to be happy. So Tenacity, I'll probably say minimum 5 rounds for them to be okay, just because it is the CT side of Anubis after all.
Joffo going to find the first here. Jocko looking to trade things out, but a little over-aggressive maybe. Kind of a free round here from 3D Max that has fallen apart. No cancel on it, I suppose. Potentially going to cost them. Gravity. One back. AVN low. We're still in. And again, with these great mid-rounds that have been happening from the French side, indeed, we are still in. Maka evens up the score.
Simka set up close on this smoke, but looks like 3D Max are pulling away. Actually, yeah, we are starting to really pull away now too. Back over in the direction of A. We're going to group up here. We got, I mean, on this T-side, the awkward thing is you got not a lot of utility, but Nemanja, he might get caught off guard completely here, and he will. Just walk straight past them. Baffled that they're even in that position. And now we're spread thin to Tenacity. You've got one towards A, one towards B. So they're going to have to fight and buy time. And fundamentally, whoever is here, whoever ends up fighting, which most likely is looking like Simka, has got to go 2 for 1 at the very least. He's got to get 2 before he falls.
Oh, Gravity, big kill. Simka gives nothing now. He gives nothing at all. Joffo.
Had to get 2, dude.
Able to save. Yeah, of course, man. Of course. I think, again, Zero Tenacity just going to be kicking themselves the odd round here or there. But beyond the pistol, again, it has been 3D Max's game.
Wow. We've seen ourselves throughout this game, 3D Max, in a similar vein to what we saw in map number 1, where when you consider basically just from the gun rounds onwards, it really only feels for the moment sort of one team in this. Unfortunately, Tenacity are still struggling. They're still not looking like this side who we know can compete with sides like 3D Max and have done it in the past. Right now, looking like a little bit of their kryptonite, and it's starting to get particularly a tad concerning. 5-4 though. The Seaside showing why this is the only T-sided map in the pool. Has been very good. Very few errors, and definitely a lot of issues I've seen throughout this game so far from them. It's nasty. 1 AK. Barely even upgraded pistols as well. That'll be that. Good luck, basically, is what we start to say. And this round's probably a non-starter. That 3D Max getting to 6. That's all I asked from them just a few rounds ago. If you can get bare minimum 6, you're pretty happy.
Slowly creeping forwards here. Ooh, Flash does frighten them a little bit. Gives their position away slightly. Gonna get a bit crazy now. Nade going in. Oh my god, Deagle is close. Traded out. Oh, running out of ammo. What is this? What is that call from 3D Max? Wild. They make it work. They know they've got pistols on the other side of it, but that is still kind of crazy, to be honest, considering how calculated they've been so far in the game. And you see what happens now. Orb recovered. AK still in the mix. Kit as well. And, you know, another AK. It might be armorless, but still, this is doable.
I'm wondering, do they actually give this a go? Because it feels like they're slightly hesitant. Oh, what a shot from the man here. Jocko, best of luck, fella. Or double AK. Stuff to try and overcome. There's the first. Stay there for free. Second, will come behind it as well. Jocko's been a 1v3, a possibility. Hang on a second. The Frenchman on fire, but Joffo puts him in the ground. And a round that felt like it never was going to get going. Somehow, Zero Tenacity are walking away from it with the round. And an AWP as well as the cherry on top.
Fellas, what the heck? What the heck? A wild call and then just kind of taking their foot off the gas. You know what I mean? I think that's one of the things that you really have to commit to. If you're going for a crazy round, keep moving, keep your head on a swivel, expect the unexpected. And yeah, they let a really silly one slip away there. I don't know, A, what that call is, and B, just sort of what the energy of the round is, to be honest with you. Maybe they thought it was some kind of a stack. But even then, they rotated away. They rotated away from the A side of things and whatnot. They just gave way too much space. I don't know. I'm a little frustrated. I don't really understand what I'm just seeing.
It's true.
You know?
It's just one of those rounds you just should never be losing. Right? I think is the big one. So it's frustrating for a side who have been kind of near flawless for the most part. However, response is pretty good. Can't complain about this one. He's left it all down to 1. Joffo, all that's left. And unlike last time, I think he's realized, yeah, this was probably a little bit out of my possibility here.
Joffo. Yeah. Turned away and will get finished. So 3D Max right back on it. And again, it just sort of begs that question. This could have been the 7-4. A scary, scary threat at a decent lead. A lead that they made work on Inferno. So, yeah, it's a bit wild. It is a bit wild here.
It's an awkward game where I think neither side, I think, can walk away from this half and say, we're pretty happy because it's been constantly clean. It hasn't. It's been a little awkward and a little weird. And all you can really say is, thankfully, we are seeing side play now both ways. I mean, with what is considered basically a bit of a handshake. I think if it's a 7-5, both sides can be like, sure, that works. But still, Ecstasies for the first, catching Chuffo. 7-5 isn't guaranteed, but it feels most likely with what is a pretty rough fight, all in all. So it's nasty. B9s. At close range can be awkward. Still, maybe keep an eye out for this. Bit of damage being dealt, and they actually will be given the sight here. Behind that smoke, good luck. Popping in through camera. Works out for the first. Need a little careful here. Molotov going to stop that rotate in. This is getting a little precarious. 2v2, we might be on. Damage dealt towards Maka.
Oh, missed the shot. He needs the support. Yeah, and he's going to get finished. Big problem. Lucky coming in a bit late here. Might just be enough to be unexpected. It's a mess. He's really trained in on this one player as well. Doesn't know where the other one is. They'll go in for the peak. Clean trade. Clean trade. 6-6 at the turn of the half. Few silly ones dropped at the end there by the Frenchman. We'll see if it costs them into this second. Hello, everybody. Welcome back in here. Pistol getting underway. Well, 3D Max, I think, will be in need of ability. Very messy. And then, in for one. Maka trading things out. Opting to overstay his welcome. Oh, Ecstasies definitely overstretches. Bit all over the place at the moment. 2 versus 2. What is going on? no, I don't believe my eyes. I don't believe
They're on
it.
B.
Joffo, man. That is unbelievable. Gravity as well. Absolutely going to be kicking himself. Oh, my days.
Oh, it's so rough to watch, isn't it? So rough to watch. Oh, I don't know, man. That one's really got to hurt. Maka, best of luck. Got a kit. Got the armor, too. So feels to. Is he? I think he still thinks he's in mid. So he looks back in that position, but got to make a move here. They're playing so far apart from each other as well. Tap on towards the bomb. The bomb isn't planted for them. He could stick this. He doesn't know that, but he can stick this. This is such a brazen decision. He can hit the steps. Oh, but he can't hit the shot. Man. If he had just stuck that, he actually probably wins it.
Yeah, I feel like after that first kill, you got to stick it. They were in his head. They were really in his head. Get that first, that's fair. Because it's like, okay, it's planted for a certain area. Surely they got to be in said area, you know. Get that first and hold it. I guess the difficulty is it doesn't really confirm that it's not planted for anyone. But I think you commit to the hold, and then if you hear steps, you get off it. You know, if you hear steps that are dangerous, I mean. Where it's like, okay, if there is a guy in temple, I get off it and shoot him. Yeah, you know, I kind of get where his head's at. It's a bit tough because the bomb's just planted in such a weird spot. But, yeah. That's the 1v1, man. That's the 1v1. Don't analyze, don't overanalyze for sure those 1v1s. It is really, really difficult playing in them. All the same, 3D Max, again, can't quite catch a break in that one.
So, I've got a Force Bite. Last Force Bite didn't go well for 3D Max, so let's see how this one goes. One rifle, one MP9, few upgraded pistols. One of the few sides who very consistently do it. So let's see. A lot of noise being made over towards A main, but I want to commit to play. Jocko, may I say, going to get his, and Banner falling is pretty big. I mean, HSC gets tagged here, but a nice opening kill, which could potentially give 3D Max a chance here.
Very possible. Gravity up top. Oh, he snuck by here. Could be a big old drop, but they're ready. Bit too ready. Maka, though, does get some decent information in behind the pillar. Really just looking to buy time. They will check him. That's fast from Simka. Well, I'm going to go down. I think you just save here, boys, to be honest with you. Give it a go in the next.
I'm with you. I'm with you. I don't really think there's much point in the likes of M4 slip. And I think they're going to agree here with us as well. Maybe someone to pick up. Lucky's going to get us off a Mach 10. It's not terrible. Not the end of the world. You'll take it. But even still, where we've seen ourselves so far throughout this game, definitely has been this sort of back and forth. But the bulk of the gun rounds still feel quite favourable. Over towards Tenacity. I guess that over towards 3D Max, may I say. It does actually just get quite good starts, 2 halves. This is more of the same. Lucky gonna get one of his own though. He'll take that. Kill right at the tail end. Just add a little bit more. And of course, kill bonus too. It's all well and good to have. I'm assuming it's gonna be a little bit less a buy here though around what they saved. One upgraded pistol, a Mach 10, and then M4 just gonna try and keep afloat and re-go for the same buy without over investing in here and let the full buys come out towards this next round. That's the main way to go about it. Seems to be probably what I expect coming through. 2-round advantage over there, Tenacity. Not bad.
Yep, should become a pretty strong one here, I would imagine as well. But again, you never quite know. Jocko loves these rounds. I mentioned that on Inferno. He's looking a bit more effective in them on Inferno. Not quite looking the case here. Much slower round out from Zero Tenacity. I think they are just sending the feelers out. Is it that force? Is there something funky going on? Which there is something funky going on. Whether they can suss it out towards mid is another question. Lots of bodies from both sides. Good flash. Spray down to better though. It's unfortunate. It felt like 3D Max had a good spot if they just sat with it. Jocko left low here. Surely no more for him. Tries his best. Doesn't quite have the HP to make it happen. And yeah, I think if 3D Max had sat, could have been explosive. Because they went in, they're the ones that walk into multiple players.
Yeah, it's true. Very true. 5-7 gets close. It felt like the crosshair was there, but yeah, it doesn't actually end up happening. Let me see enough. Only the one casualty is not too bad at all, but that was a little bit of a throwaway round. I guess we can't be kind of too annoyed with that. Now though, we have to look the other way. What are we going to get when it comes towards what is the first gun round out, the true gun round out for 3D Max? Don't like when they force. Doesn't really seem to work out as we've seen, but they still sort of are relentless with them. Now on the other side, it puts a lot more pressure onto us gun round. Lose this, and Zotasty can get all the way up towards 11.
Okay, big one for 3D Max. Let's get the CT side going. Smoke down. I thought Brook Monster left click before pulling his nade out there. Doesn't matter. Lucky goes down anyway. Not what they wanted. Super early frag. Just like that. Looking great here for Zero Tenacity.
Vector sees holding for hopefully, you know, a push for him, but I don't know if he's going to be given it. Mark are going to try and play a little aggro too. Again, same thing. I don't really know if we're going to be given all too much here. But for the most part, being one side of Zero Tenacity on this T-side, they show why this map is so good for them. Spam. Successful. 1 for 1 isn't terrible. It still keeps the numbers in favor of Zero Tenacity. And Jocko gets tagged low. That's the only awkward thing.
Yeah, we'll see. Maka is the man that we're watching. Oh, they're rotating away from B here. Could be large. Maka going in dry. Dangerous, bro. So dangerous. 4v3. They are losing themselves a little bit here, 3D Max. That's got to be the round. No way, Zero Tenacity let this one drop. And indeed, they know it. So Concede comes in. But that 10th, that super dangerous 10th. And you probably would think an 11th behind it.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right, indeed. If we're being completely honest, it just doesn't give us a lot, does it? Tough to say. Tough to say. So it's nasty. I'd be very surprised now. We're kind of where they're at. I'd be surprised if we don't just see them waltz in towards this this map number 3. Because, being completely honest, they deserve it. Being very, very good throughout so far. And this T-side only really going one way. As expected, to a degree. This is their map, their home turf. We look at this with 3D Max. Unfortunately, it feels like they're taking their foot off the gas. M4 and an AK, and this M4 might be dead to right. It is, and the AK actually might follow suit as well. Choco, he's tucked his head enough, so he just stays alive. Lucky indeed. But, yeah, even still, this really feels like it might not be, you know, a possibility, if I'm being completely honest. This is already quite desperately slipping away. Zotasty are on track for making this one stick quite nicely. Attack pause can be called by the French side. Best of luck, honestly, because this is feeling like it could be potentially on its last legs.
Yeah, absolutely, man. They know that they're capable of better than this, and it should indeed have been a bit closer. Again, comes down to sort of kicking yourself. Those couple of rounds on the T side that they dropped, right? Making all the difference, it would seem. Really scary here. All the same, Zero Tenacity should be able to clean up house, you would assume. 3D Max in with the buy, had a timeout. What the heck are they going to bring to this round?
It's the big question, isn't it? I don't know, for 3D Max, it definitely feels like they've sort of dipped off in their form quite poorly, unfortunately. And I mean, where we're at the moment, tough spot, to say the least. Maka goes aggro. Does get given this control, which I think at the very least, pretty good. Can't complain about that. Now, question being, though, do right at the end to make things work. They're going to come through. Boost above it's pretty good. Normally gets you one hit, but it doesn't. Choffo aware. Knows it's a possibility. And a great reaction as he just flicks up and finds his 1-for-1, sure, but it means way more towards their Tenacity on this T side.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Flash to keep them at bay and also take a peek. Exorcist can't spot anything just yet. It's a two-man setup here from the CT side, but they're opting not to stick with it. See where the move is at. Lucky working his way forwards. Got to be careful. Does find one. It's actually Exorcist that gets it, so they'll know that there's two round that corner, and there's not much else that can be done here from the T side. So they have to back off. Maka's got this advanced position that could be absolutely massive. Being watched for, but the man half falls down. Just AVN and Brook Monster. Surely 3D Max have got to find this now.
You'd expect so, wouldn't you? Go down at the very least. That's a small little positive, but a 2v4, which is very favourable. Over towards the French side. Monster just going to slink away in towards that smoke. Make sure that nobody spots him, and now he's all that's left. Might have a gap, but the only gap is between his eyes as the bullets catch the cranium of Exorcist. Lovely stuff. Orb collected 2. No complaint. It's a really good round out from 3D Max. 1 casualty. Upgrades picked up. And even with a little bit of a weirder buy, and also losing the first fight, if you think about it too, not a bad way to respond. Gives themselves definitely a very big chance.
Okay, timeout in from Zero Tenacity, though. They're the ones now talking things over. They know this is a serious old deal, and they've got to find a way back round. I don't know, man. It's a challenge. It is a real challenge. 3D Max, this could be their springboard.
It's tough, isn't it? It really is. Where we're at the moment. A lot of question marks. Gotta start being asked. (10-7). So it's actually 3 rounds ahead. On the other side too, though. 3 rounds away from pushing this towards that nuke. If that nuke comes through as a decider, we'll definitely spice things up a little bit. It's a map in which, you know, we kind of spoke about it with these two sides. You know, for this, both of them don't mind. Both of them play a hell of a lot. Obviously, a lot more for 3D Max. It's going to want to be one of those maps that for them was such a strong part of their map. Which you'd arguably say advantage to them. But I think for 3D Max, as much as they can say that's a better map for us, and we definitely feel confidence there. I think more than anything, I'd like to just close this in 2, to be perfectly honest. The first was good. Didn't really break too much of a sweat. Definitely be made to work for here, though.
Yeah, big style. Jocko trying to find this first. It just doesn't present. Does not present. Got a smoke to replenish. Ooh, they take a peek on it. They do take a peek. They've got that control down there. Brook Monster's found Lucky as well, so it's a little dangerous now. Jocko does have decent nadage available. If you can get that HG in there, I think Simka is absolutely a dead man. It's going to be the molly. Goes beyond him. You know, so again, a little problematic with the utility here. They really want this dark control back. It is the right idea. Gravity going to get it. Maka. Shadow got to have been spotted there, but just on the edge of a smoke feels a bit too dangerous to him. Meanwhile, Exorcist. Presence. Oh, that was his. That was his. That was the kill of the round. He lets it slip, and the round might just go with it.
I think you're right, man. That's tough. Maka. Alongside Gravity. Maka will fall. And that is the round. Gravity will keep hold of this M4, and even that might be maybe a bit of an ask in all fairness, because it could be a bit of a temptation to go hunting for it. But that's a bad one to let slip. 3D Max had an opportunity. They got a really good round and got the upgrades around it too. And then unfortunately, things just drift away. And just that's the inch ever closer to that third and final map, that nuke, which is absolutely on the cards now. Unfortunately, now I've got to look at this on the other side. For Maka and co. For 3D Max, you know, we highlighted Maka, but he's been a little quiet, unfortunately, in this map 3. Not a terrible performance by any means, 11-11, but, you know, we normally expect a little bit more out of him. And, yeah, sadly, at 7-11. It's feeling like Tenacity are on track to showing why this is their map pick. They look absolutely great right now, and there's very little on offer anymore. Everything they try, unfortunately, just doesn't seem to be working out on the 3D Max side. They will buy, which is great. I feel like they've got to really push it towards like 11 to 9, maybe 10 here for a chance. That Molly airburst, though, didn't land.
Joffo turned away. Ecstasy's got to check his angles. Got to check his angles. Joffo, good timing on it. Spotted a barrel, maybe. Spotted a shadow. Not quite sure, man, but he just knew what was up. Gets the frag, gets away.
Still though, bit of a chance. We're not seeing too much on offer for the moment. Once off down and very slow take by Tenacity. They've got a bit of mid control, slight bit of A main control, and deep B presence without committing to that fight at all. Actually, not fair. There might be a bit of a fight here. Jocko's just gone aggro. He's pushed through. Nobody's here. So that's the information gained. They should know it's going in the direction of A.
Lucky. The must-win round. While being a man down. Yeah, they look comfortable on A, though. Just unsure of middle, which I think is having some sort of backwards presence. There's the fight that goes down. Jocko will fall. They're still going to commit. They are indeed. So we'll see. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Zero Tenacity, I think, are just on that higher plane at the moment. Can't miss the kills, apparently. Nobody goes down, despite how well 3D Max had that one red.
Felt like a real chance there, didn't it? But unfortunately, it is just not to be. 12-7 map point. And it looks like that nuke is going to be needed, if we're being completely honest. And, hey, I mean, on the other side, too, deservedly so, right? I mean, this is, as you mentioned, Tenacity's map. It's the one in which they've just dominated Tier 2 on. And, yes, 3D Max have had a pretty good series off the back of map number 1, but it just wasn't good enough to really defeat the Kings on their turf. And that nuke going to be needed, it feels like, unless something miraculous is to happen off the back of this tack pause. But, if we're being completely frank, it feels doubtful. They just haven't really ever got into it. So, while it was a pretty one-sided Inferno where they never really felt like too much of a conversation there, it's been the same thing on the other side. Really, Max haven't offered up a hell of a lot, if we're being completely honest, in towards map number 2. They've had a few brief moments and a few flash-in-the-pan instances, but nothing that would really take too much interest in. Attack pause and a buy back in, which is great. Does require an MP9, but a buy all the same. I don't know, though. Tenacity, they've been waltzing towards bomb sites and making this one look pretty simple.
Lucky eats the nade, gonna eat another, should get finished, and indeed he couldn't even see the player because of the smoke, man. Yeah, just can't catch a break right now on the 3D Max end, to be honest with you. I'd be a bit frustrated here as well. So it looks like we will be going to that third, to be honest with you. The nuke coming through here. And indeed, should be a bit of a battle zone here for these two teams. Again, confident for 3D Max. Zero Tenacity not too bad on it, as you would expect. Evened up here, maybe something on the cards for 3D Max. Possible. Simka, though, got other ideas, and I think that will nail it in alongside the AVN frag.
Yeah, I think he eventually might be right there. On my left, Maka, what have you got for us? Unfortunately, my assumptions are not a lot, if I'm being completely honest. He will fall. AVN sees it off. Map number 3 going to be required in this series. Zero Tenacity once again proving why Anubis is their turf, right? Why we should really risk it. And we were making, conversations about this last time we covered this side when we were saying, for teams that maybe do have a little bit of a 7-map pool, there's an argument to be made about potentially
One of those things maybe within the team. I think we're starting to know that he's not the most vocal player in the world.
Yeah.
Maybe some squads want that and need that potentially. But either way, really solid pickups. Looks like we are about ready for the nuke here as we get our fly through. So we've done pretty well there now. A little bit of a backup
Sure.
for the expert level fill. Either way, the game is ready to go here. I've hit that classic button and we're into the pistol. 3D Max pretty conventional here on the T side of things, as they will look to take the outside control.
Well, fight towards outside. Maka for the first. AVN and Simka combine. Brute Monster will add to it. The CT side starting very well here for Zero Tenacity. Not what 3D Max wants. I mean, my assumption is that they lost the knife round 3D Max. They had to start on that T side, which nobody really likes on Nuke. And not so far, not so good either.
Lucky. Holding the line. No heads found, though. They will move down and get this bomb plant confirmed in, I suppose. That is something. The round definitely still on, though. 3 to come through from ramp. Brute Monster, a little unsure if there's anyone up top being kind of funny. Gravity, no armor to speak of. So let's see how this goes. They're all going to join each other at the ramp, of course, here. Gravity takes the head of the first. That's one of the low HP players, though. We need one of these healthier guys to go down quickly. Brute Monster spins around to finish off Lucky, and no real chance in. It's close, though, time-wise. If 3D Max had given us a bit more, could have gone their way.
It's true. It is true. A retake is successful. I think ultimately that's all that Tenacity will look at that. They should expect 3D Max force buying here. Well, you can get ahead of a lot. 3D Max love a force buy second round, regardless of whether they get a bomb plant, regardless of whether they win. They are buying this second round every single time. And I mean, so far it's not been successful. They've been losing all of them. But this one, they're going to try and make it work. We've got an AK and a few upgraded pistols, a double AK at the very least, and a few upgraded pistols. Not completely terrible, but still could be Tenacity getting 1, and then of course now 2 and 3. Win this round here, they probably get a 3-0 start.
Possible, very, very possible. Oh, Brute Monster, that's a clean find in the end. Any more for any more, Namanhart leading this pack outside. Looking to take a few more heads, but again, it comes through a little quiet. Brute Monster, another good find. Spots the player moving down. All right, that's kind of funky. And the Manhar will respond in kind. So, looking good for Zero Tenacity here. 3D Max still just feeling this one out, I think.
Yeah, exactly. Well, at least for now, though, does feel like potentially still maybe something to work with. I say maybe, though, because, well, down to 3 versus 3, definitely. As well, is that flank from Lucky? I'm wondering what he can get away with. Because it looks like they're going to go join him, which is great. But where do we actually go from here? Is this a ramp play or is it a Heaven play? Heaven diving is a little awkward in itself. Going down ramp, same sort of question marks around it. They have no idea what this B-hold actually looks like. But in general, going up towards Heaven is always very awkward. They're actually going to say Nexus he's looking up. And for the most part, doesn't spot anybody. He's being held for. He will get the support. But if they dive out, they can't get away with something. Now the Molotov comes down. They know they're coming at range. Famas tapping away, but he gets the lead to Nexus. What a find.
Oh, God. So much damage, but no frags back round. Bomb just about planted. 2 remaining at Heaven as well. That's so hard to deal with, isn't it? Really well played from 3D Max. Great read of the info. Maybe a risk, you might argue. But yeah, 2 in at Heaven with no utility to flush them out. They control the fights completely, and it is not an easy one to win. Manhar does his best. Not going to happen here, though, as they will all go down. 3D Max winning out the force.
Yeah, really well done. We said they love it, right? They get a bomb plant. I mean, regardless, they're always going to force buy into it. That's a big round to be taken. And I think a lot of it comes down to where Lucky gets that very advanced position towards Hell. He beckons over the support. They get there. And then, because they check no one's in towards Heaven, they don't really have any other choice. You don't want to be going down towards B late and towards a round because you have no idea what that setup's like. So Heaven diving is definitely the way forward. And, well, hey, that's what they end up getting away with. So, yeah, not too bad. It will be a force buy in response, though, from Zero Tenacity. But unfortunately, this one has a lot less on offer compared to the double AK of last round. A few upgraded pistols, 1 scout for Brute Monster, who so far, to be fair to him, has been pretty clean. But I really don't know. This one feels like it might just be a bit of a throwaway where 3D Max get a second, maybe a third themselves.
Spam out from Lucky. Nobody out on the other side of it. Just running this one back. Ready and waiting for some CT aggression. Not going to happen. They got to make the first move. Nice find from AVN. 5-7 on the trade, looking to potentially get in here. It's going to be an AK recovered. Ooh, check your corners, man. Getting a little scary here. Down to a 2-on-2. Bomb's been spilled as well. So that needs recovering, kind of forces the hands of these remaining two players. Maka's like, yo, I don't think we want to move anywhere near this one. A lot of noise being made by Maka. Flash comes in towards Mini. Really strange round here for 3D Max to close out.
Yeah. Going down vent. They make noise here. So they know they're going towards B. Good luck on the retake, it has to be said. But it doesn't even get to that point. Maka with a double before the bomb even actually finishes going down. And that will be 3D Max surviving a bit of a scare. I think we can be completely honest. But getting around all the same. And not only getting around, but probably a bit of a 2-for-1 special as well. 3D Max get that second. The third should come without breaking too much of a sweat, as there won't be too much of a bite. Oh, well. What a wild one we're into. Just since we were talking about it, Scriv, a little bit earlier, FaZe are 1 kill away. No, it's done. They've just won 16-13.
Wow.
So 11-1 down, winning 16-13.
Wow,
pretty ridiculous.
Man. What a series. Liquid, though, what is going on? FaZe and clutches, but Liquid and chokes, my bro.
Liquid love a choke.
Yes.
That's NA Counter-Strike for you.
I suppose. Getting in Twist's head, though, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Getting in Twist's head.
You're not Carrigan level yet, fella. I'm sorry.
Well, indeed.
If you step up to the GOAT, you better not miss.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that is very true.
Massive. And of course, that means them.
It is pretty massive.
Which is actually sick.
Yeah.
You'll be going as well, so you get to see them.
It is, yeah, it is going to be a good time, I would have thought. I would have liked to see the new Liquid. And everyone's been kind of manifesting this Liquid G2, you know, game in the end. The sort of JKS angle, new teams on either side. Not going to get that anymore, so cheers, Liquid. But that's all good. Don't worry about it. FaZe will deliver some keen Counter-Strike. I am sure. Speaking of, though, we got a bit of our own. To finish off here, I think Gravity might just been spotted. Doesn't matter. Finds the opener. And able to just back off. Really nice game state here for 3D Max.
AVM. Holding out a single. I mean, that opener that you found, though, for 3D Max is pretty important. Give them that early control. They'll be pretty chuffed with that. And then we have to look on the other side, too, about where now do we start to answer back? Because it's honestly, I think they've got to get proactive. When you're at a numbers disadvantage like this, you can't just allow 3D Max to group up and just barrel in towards the site, because they're always going to win at those sort of rounds. And you've got to get a little active, and they are. With this, Fan going to come through in towards lobby. They're not holding for this. They're going to get caught. Choffo, AVM, one apiece. Maybe another's come through as well, because Brute Monster unexpected. That is great proactivity coming through from the CT side.
Yeah, absolutely. Really nice find from Exorcist, though, while they're on the way out. Might just get them back into proceedings here. He's left pretty low, so they've got to find a good, clean frag here on to Brute Monster by the looks of things, who is going to drop down and give them the space. Pretty big fan of that, but the T's are hot on his heels, so could get caught, actually. He's taken kind of the long way around, kind of the scenic route, not ready for them on the ramp. He's got a few too many angles to be looking at just yet. Going to get caught out in the open and finished off. Felt like he was close to a kill there, but Exorcist, of course, was already low. So, yeah, not a lot of those bullets landing down to just Simka. Bomb's got down, door open. Got to charge in, hope that he can land the crazy ones. Bit of pre-fire and all that, but Exorcist just not giving it to him. The flash has helped him. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Maka still gets it. That was way too close for comfort.
Oh, no. Oh, no. It felt like a chance there for, once again, the CT side to get going. And it just doesn't happen. And now, we have to look on the other side where 3D Max, this is a T side which is doing a very, very good job into getting incredibly worrying on the other side too. I mean, already 4 rounds T-side. Generally, not all too bad. And I'm getting a little concerned as well for Tenacity. They look a little bit out of this.
Maybe just a little bit. Yeah, we'll see, man. It is sort of scary. I think they know that they're in for a pretty relentless time on this map. They win the pistol, they lose the force. You know, it's really not a great starting point, but they have to keep it together. They really do have to keep it together in a game like this, and they've proven, they've shown that deeper level that they have in the locker. So we'll see here.
Simcut, that 5-7. Can never sort of count out the 5-7s. They just always have something quite special about them. Full of headshot close range and the rest. A flash deep right hand side. There, but Gravity sort of half flashes himself. Like what I said though, you never count out the 5-7s. First will be found. Brute Monster gonna get one of his own too. Hang on a moment, fellas. Maybe just giving a little bit too many opportunities over here. Still doable, but thankfully then cleaned up, and Jocko's running on towards site. 1v1. He is tagged half as well, and the man has got it off an AK-47 tucked right hand side. Is he going to be expected? Is he going to be cleared? He is, but he whiffs and the man walks away with the round. How does Tenacity make that one of all the rounds we've had so far stick?
Yeah, that is certainly the question of the hour, I believe. Man alive, Zero Tenacity finding some luck in that round, I think it is safe to say. But we'll see here if they can turn it into something a bit stronger. Just about a buy available from the 3D Max side of things. It's not the best, but certainly not the worst. Run boost coming in here. Brute Monster trying to find this first frag. The flash is good, though.
Forcing them off. That elevator angle, honestly, these days, I think is more of a hindrance than a help, for being completely honest, right? I mean, it's just so exposed. So hard to get out. That's a great shot, though. Lucky swing. Choffo falls and level the playing field once again. Gravity now going to bring the playing field in favor of 3D Max again. As AVN falls. Numbers advantage. It looks like they want to go down towards B.
Yeah, they'll get down quite quick without resistance as well. So 3D Max back into their winning ways, potentially. Might just be a save, to be honest. Here at Tenacity, they know there's presence up top. They're going to have to clear so much. Take it so slowly. With an AWP as well. Not happening. Not happening. Yeah, so surely. They will save. And the Frenchmen, they are right back on the board.
Exercise looking for anybody up the tail end, but I feel like it's not going to happen. He's got the right idea. He's going to look back over towards their spawn, but a pretty strong angle, if we're being completely honest. I don't even know if any fights are going to be taken here. Next, he's have a little look in. Maybe a pop flash over might give them a chance, but also just going to drop a smoke, potentially, too. Holding it. Oh, he spots him. He will actually drop that smoke no matter. Thankfully, nobody close enough. 5-2, though. 3D Max, another great round taken for them. And now they've done enough, I think is the way I put it, right? You know, we've got, all I normally say is when you're on Nuke T side, 5 rounds is all I ask of you. They've hit that. So no matter how the rest of the second half goes, I would still be fine, even if it ended up being 7-5 over in favor of Tenacity. However, it's most likely not going to be the case, if we're being completely honest. 3D Max are playing the better Counter-Strike. So now the question then changes and says, well, they've already hit 5. It's 5-2 scoreline. How many can 3D Max actually get on this T side? And is it going to be too little too late by the time we actually see Tenacity getting towards this game?
Yeah, it's true. It is true. You know, how much of a grace period are we going to give them, really? And I think they've had enough. They've had a decent chance there. But it is that sort of more random round. They get a 50-50 that goes their way. You know, they get the pistol. Like, two of the more RNG-based things in high-level Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
So, 3D Max, much cleaner, much more calculated, looking really good here. to get themselves a strong run of rounds. Namanha, he might have other ideas though. Jocko's also been let low. Oh, an attempt made. I think that was a CT nade, in fact, that blows that open. Namanha having a round here. Bomb has yet to go down. A recovery of the utility. Maka's like, yo, I'm not planting. Let's take a chill for a sec. Let's see if we can find anything here. Jocko's going to retrieve the bomb meanwhile. Maka gets himself into a decent spot to work with, or so he thinks. Flash comes in. Joffo actually flashes himself, and Maka will make it work. And now, the remaining two, it doesn't look so good for Zero Tenacity, to be honest. Namanha does manage to get that catch onto Maka, though. Really, really big deal. Jocko on low HP has got to do it all by himself, and this ain't happening, surely. Clean headshot onto the first. And it's the AWP on the other side. Maybe it is happening. Maybe I spoke too soon. Where the heck's the bomb? Brook Monster doesn't know. And Jocko will get it done. How has he managed to pull that off?
Wow. That another round, which probably just shows how, I don't know, man, this 3D Max side just feel inevitable right now. Absolutely everything that could go right is going right. And, I mean, sadly, Zero Tenacity, their chances of making this series work for them is drifting away quite rapidly, too. They won the Force, and everything's sort of falling apart off the back of it. Look at the buy that we've been getting out here. One rifle, one scout, a few grit of pistols. Best of luck, and already that one rifle is dead. Not the start they wanted.
Nasa, not the start they wanted at all. 5-7 does manage to get in. Short-lived. Even up, though. Where the heck has he gone? Exorcise. God, be careful not to lose another life or another gun. They are after him as well, just trying to really work on that information that they have. Very well read here by the CT side. Exorcise goes down, traded. Oh, Maka, big. Drops another. That was the rifle as well. Bit of armor behind it. So just going to be Brook Monster on the scout. Looking for maybe one more, I think would be nice.
Maybe. I mean, Gravity's 30 HP. Put a little body shot. Never mind. Speaking of body shots, that's what Gravity delivers on towards Brook Monster to see him off. And 3D Max will get their 7th. This is a very good T-side. No two ways about it. Oh my. Oh my. What are we seeing here? And what a crumble from a Zero Tenacity side that, hey, map number 2 was great. And it felt like maybe something which they could work in towards this third, but absolutely has not been the case. Beautiful. Beautiful work. And unfortunately, I think for Zero Tenacity, even now you can maybe even start to make arguments about this being too little too late.
Yeah, it's true, man. It's true. 7 rounds out from a T side looking this good as well.
Yeah.
Just feels like, as you say, 3D Max are inevitable, and Zero Tenacity, not much they can do against him. If this one drops, I think it's pretty safe for us to say that the game is over in the first half. So, time going to tell. Time going to tell. There is still, of course, room. Zero Tenacity to get back in. All power for Brook Monster. Keep your eyes on this one. Lovely little angle for him as well.
Brook Monster holding for a push out from that smoke, and he's keeping Avian alive, being completely honest. Anyone who pushed in towards main there probably would have caught him off guard. Gravity does get an important double opener. And they can actually just leave Xyz here. He doesn't actually have to move. This is a really strong position to hold. Staying alive, top side outside, and holding rotations. It's a big information gatherer. And same for this lobby play too. Maka, deep lobby. You just hold and wait for that exact sort of play. Because the seats have to get active, they're just going to fall. Simple this round. Out from 3D Max, they gifted the frags. And Zero Tenacity, they're left scratching their head. All 5 fall. And not even a single point of damage dealt towards the French. That's how good that round was. The definition of perfect.
Yeah, for sure. 3D Max have hit a plane, a really solid plane here. Absolutely incredible stuff from them. I think, again, we have a few things. They've played it off on LAN. They've got recent tape to work on. They've got a bit of confidence in the Mind Palace kind of thing, because they've beat Zero Tenacity twice on this map in relatively recent history. So they're feeling really good about themselves. Zero Tenacity kind of on the opposite end of that spectrum, where they've played it once in the past 2 weeks. It's kind of showing there's a bit of rust here, and this is what happens, man. This is what happens. You play so much Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
Where are you going to put the practice in? Where are you going to put
It's true.
the VOD, the demo reviewing in? Where are you going to do that? As a team, you might do a bit individually. You might do a bit as an IGL. As a team, where are you going to put that in? Or is it like just playing CS, playing the officials, and then bouncing into pugs? Now, as I talk over this round, of course, Zero Tenacity would make this look very doable. Jocko to clutch.
It also, where it shows for Tenacity, you spoke about a little bit about it. I think it was off the back of map number 1, where you talk about kind of that burnout, right? And definitely safe to say where you play so much Counter-Strike. You do, as much as you love Counter-Strike, no matter who you are, you can just get sick of it a little bit, and you get just a little bit fatigued and tired and all the rest. And we're seeing what feels like a bit of it now. We saw it happen towards Aurora just before the player break, for example. We caught them out in Mongolia, and it just felt like they weren't 100% there. Do you know what I mean? It was like they were playing maybe like 85%, which is still pretty good, and it still, pushed them towards the playoffs. But same thing feels like we're seeing this for Zero Tenacity, where it can get them, maybe head and shoulders above sort of a lot of the other tier 2 teams. When you face against teams like 3D Max, who actually you would argue are tier 1.5 caliber, that's where, if you're not 100%, and if you're not playing it the way that you should be playing, you are actually going to fall quite flat.
Quick burst out from 3D Max. They managed to find success with this previously. Lucky goes down. He sort of froze on the spot for a second. Don't know what the heck's happened there, but either way, back on with the round. Zero Tenacity looked good for a second. Quick trade back from 3D Max. Gain some control of the A-bomb site. The Manhar's in pretty quickly after the smoke goes down. Needed it. If you're going to take it, you have to get it. Risky move. Might just cost them here at the turn of the half.
Up. And then 4 on the retake. Smoke going to come down to a single door. So no one's main. Here's the other. And they got a pretty good inkling that Joffa's up here. XSC's holding. Flash comes around. Joffa still hasn't made his move yet. Will do now, but a quick trade going to come through from Mako. He might want to. Gravity going to seal the deal. 9-3 at the turn of the half. That could be job done already, but we're going to have to find out after the break.
Welcome back, everybody. Second half underway here. 3D Max may well have just confirmed the series in that first, to be honest with you. 9-3 on the T side of Nuke. That's hard. That is hard. Let me tell you. It is not an easy feat at all. Zero Tenacity, well, they might have to do a bit of a phase here and pull off a comeback. We'll see if they can get it done. Execute out for the pistol round. Maka confident as ever in and around this smoke. Julie's out as well to hold the doors.
Yeah, it doesn't really get much harder than this. Good start, though, at the very least, but a fair decent amount of damage being dealt. Thanks to Cease. In between two fights here, a double play in towards window. First is good. Second, just behind it in for support as well. They might want to get proactive here, but I don't know if I like this play because you're gifting opportunities for Zero Tenacity to fight, and they do. AVN gets one of his own to keep the numbers in their favor.
4-on-3. The Manhar up top. Long range for one. Wasn't ready for the man down below. They now know where he's at. They should be able to use the numbers to their advantage. Nice peek out. Oh, ho, ho. That's a headshot at range on the Julies. Hell yeah, that's what we like to see. Not easy. Not easy. 3D Max, they seem to be pulling off a few miracles, but that kind of range for a one-tap is a bit mad. Either way, bomb going to get planted here down below. Lucky is left on that 13 HP. Gravity making a lot of noise. I think AVN's going to be ready for him around this ramp area, looking to take the fight as well. Smart stuff. Gets the timing, gets the headshot down to Lucky. Surely not, right? Doors left open and Lucky does find it. Wow. I don't believe it. Who is this guy? Where's he come from? What is he doing with the Julies that nobody else is?
Yeah, what a ridiculous way to end it as well. Any bullet that connects on towards him, he's a dead man walk. I mean, 13 points of HP and just the sheer confidence to fight there. Oh, it's nothing short of ridiculous. My, oh my. What a game we are getting here out from 3D Max. Just absolutely nothing seems to be going wrong for them. I do wonder now whether we see a buyout for Zero Tenacity. They are going to attack pause before getting there. But I don't know. It's going to make too much of a difference. It does feel like it's too big of an ask. Being completely honest. But looking at this now, 10-3, force buy, lose this force buy, and it's 12-3. I mean, at that point, just good luck.
Well, yeah, I think that's it, mate. I think that is it. So they're putting all their chips in, you know, waiting for the river and hoping it goes their way. Is that poker? I'm not. I think, is it the river? The river's the end, is it?
Yeah. So
like once you got all the cards out, the flop are the first three.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Cool.
Right,
So,
the river card. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, I should have committed. I should have believed in myself.
I only ever played Texas Hold'em. I know there's different ones you can play, but I don't know if you. One thing I recommend, even with the boys chill in Discord, they've got like a poker mini game. Discord.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. It's called Poker Night. Kind of goes hard. If you're killing time waiting for the queue to pop an MM, just get a couple of hands in. But you're on the right lines. We have 4 sport here, so it's nasty. Lose this, and we'll talk about 3D matchups at probably 12, and it's not a good start. Not a good follow-up either. XT gets 2, and it just gets worse. Now they know where both are as well, and the last man is in towards main, but it's still another 1v2.
Jocko will get it finished. Yeah, the inquisitive tone you added. Maybe he can find something. Unfortunately, never really comes to fruition. That just feels like Zero Tenacity all map long here. Wouldn't call it a checkout. I'd just call it 3D Max playing some damn good Counter-Strike. This seems to be a secret little map that they have at the moment. Not massively secret, to be fair. Their highest rep map alongside Anubis. So it is sort of there for people to see, but maybe not one that they feel the need to pick into. You know, it does beg that question. Why did they not pick this instead of Inferno? But yeah, it's worked for them. It has worked for them. They've got a few maps that they can lean on at this kind of level of the game. Joffo, though, double dinker there, as he will take down 2 and gain control of this here. A bomb site, another find as well, looking very, very good. Nade, if it maybe finished one off, we might stick around, but it hasn't. Therefore, Lucky needs indeed to get lucky to keep this round alive.
Well, I don't really think we're getting anything here, but the question is how much fighting will be done by Tenacity. Do they actually want to take any damage at the tail end? It looks like they might actually give a lot of respect over towards the unknown rifle. I say that, and the man that does poke his head up, and so does Choffo. Looks for a fight himself. Lucky should get at least some sort of an exit. There it is. One. Not the second, though. Choffo will trade. Not a bad round from Tenacity. I really thought they would have kind of be done already, but all in all, still a long old road to recovery. I really don't know. No matter which way you look at it, it just feels like it asks way, way, way too much. So it's actually, for me, if I even want to open the door to a conversation about this map number 3, I think I'd have to see them go up towards like 11 to 9. And maybe then I can open it up.
We'll see, man. We'll see. It's a long old road. Nice flash. Kill. Should have been there for Gravity, you feel. Simka is somewhat trapped. Does have some support. We've just got to play it well here. Oh, not quite well enough. Not quite well enough. Maka comes away with one. Potential for another. Just slow ammo and everything for him. So Zero Tenacity, I think they'll be happy with only dropping one there.
All right. Now, unfortunately, not that much of a buy here. I mean, technically, we could do like hero rifle. I don't really know if that's worth it. We see hero rifles on the T side. We seldom see them on the CT side as much. So, a little bit of a half buy. Go in towards upgraded pistols, a bit of armor, small amount of utility, but nothing too overzealous. They should have enough for, yeah, Maka I'll have enough for an AWP in towards next too. That's pretty good. Take that at the very least, but still. Know what to expect here. Probably not a lot. I say that. The 5.7s, I never discount a 5.7.
No, it's true, man. It's true. It's kind of like the Deagles of old. I think the 5.7s filled the gap a bit better, right? Now that the Deagle's not as clean to the body. So you just draw people in to the 5.7. A little bit better against those quick shoulder peaks. So yeah, let's see here, man. Let's see. Could certainly pan out in something. In Zero Tenacity, 11-5. Every round matters. Looking a little nervous, right? They don't want to drop this one. And as we say sometimes, there is such a thing as too much respect.
Essentially, Choffo moves his way down from roof and nothing in towards lobby at the very least. Times is starting to become a consideration. 40 seconds, so not got a hell of a lot of it left. By the time they get down towards the site, it'll be about 20 seconds, and that's if there's the shift walking with no contest. The only issue is, though, that all the players are on the CT side of towards top site. And as they're down towards B, they're going to realize, yeah, nothing's really here. Then again, are we actually even going towards B? Because we could actually be wrapping back towards the top site. That's the bomb. Oh, no. Oh, no. 15 seconds. That's not what you want to see. Pretty much of that bomb going back down towards B. It's a race in which you'll win, though, at the very least. So Plant will come through. Thankfully, the man has there to make sure that's locked in place. Oh, my God. He couldn't deny it. Close. Close. No cigar. And that would be the round. If he denied that bomb, oh, it could have been something, but unfortunately not to be.
Yeah, Zero Tenacity again, though. Playing everything close to the wire, man. Really, really tense. Really shaky few rounds. 3D Max, they've got skin in every single moment, right? And they are still the ones, it feels, directing the game. They just didn't have the weaponry to work. But now they do. So things should change here for 3D Max, you would say. Zero Tenacity, what are they going to bring to the table in order to keep their dream alive?
Flash. Over. Well, lucky. He's going to get outside control here, and he doesn't get spotted either. So pretty strong position he now has. You just stay there. Don't need to play too much outside control. And He'll get his freebie. That's not bad. Smoke as well will allow him to fall back down towards Secret. Pretty simple stuff. Nice way to the playing field once again. The Manho falls, but Maka got caught early as well. Look, he's still sticking around here playing anti too. Periodically check and see if anybody sort of shift walks through that smoke. We know that Tenacity love a contact play, i.e. what we're seeing towards A right now.
Exorcist, yeah, no idea. No idea. Surely overpeaks this eventually. Molly pushes him back, so they want to take the control rather than wait and see if they can get a kill. Joffo 1 HP. Yeah, well timed by Gravity there. So we'll see now. They know Exorcist is up top. He's going to get mollied off. They know Gravity is on the backside somewhere. Lucky the only one unaccounted for, and Lucky also not really getting involved in the round, it feels like. 3D Max, given the respect.
Yeah.
Fair play. Fair play. They will hand it across and look to go again in the next.
Fair enough. Yeah, just going to call it there and dip out of this one, but we are still seeing Tenacity keep this door ever so slightly cracked open. I said I'm not going to really converse about the potential until we get to towards the lights of 11 to 9, but we are slowly starting to creep there. And again, like we said, credit has to be given. This T side is looking pretty solid. That's weird. This has been the battle of the strong T sides and the weirdly weak CT sides, I guess. Or maybe weaker than usual. At least for now, though. Only a couple more hiccups needed for 3D Max to just sort of stumble across the line. So it doesn't really matter which way it happens. A win is a win, ultimately, and that's all they'll care about. Back into the buy. Orbston in play, of course. It was picked up right at the tail end of that round by XSC. Molotov. I thought Maka might have actually got a bit of information on the back of it. There has been a pop shot taken with the AK. We know somebody's close, and he's happy to stick around for the fight and post up.
Yeah, this one's gone quiet. Joffo on the other side of the map is going to drop Mr. Jocko. Not quite his high fragging performance out on Nuke. So maybe just one to watch. Gravity ahead of the Molotov. That's a bit tough. That is a bit tough, to be fair. Little unlucky. Exorcist, however, evens up the numbers. The AWP as well is around here. Lucky sort of panic, trying to swap up weapons. It works. Exorcist being a menace, and Simka not going to be ready for the AWP on high. I'll tell you that much for free. Not needed. 3D Max catch the slip eventually. That one looked messy, but Zero Tenacity maybe a bit too telegraphed.
Yeah, messy, scrappy, but whichever way you twist it, all that matters. Like we said, just a couple of hiccups. And now, though, it is starting to get to the point where we're saying for Tenacity could be the beginning of the end. 12-7, 5 rounds need to get in a row, and that's just to take us towards OT. Who knows? This one feels, unfortunately, like it's done and dusted here. Tenacity, they had a little bit of a resurgence. A moment where they were looking quite good. Auto shotgun, I thought might have had a chance there. Close positioning towards Hot does sometimes get a bit of prevalence, but not here. Swing out. Good find from Simka. Maka, good find with the AWP too. Numbers are great. And did Gravity spot something there? Because he immediately looked up towards roof.
Yeah, it is possible. Or maybe just curious of it. Drops Gravity. Ay, Jocko, come on now. Who's he paid off for that kind of timing? The Manhar will be left in this clutch situation. A bomb to recover and a game to save.
One man, all to do. 1v2. Big ask. A man hurt for him. There's no real clue, and because there's so much time being elapsed, what are we actually doing here? He has no control over the bomb, right? No way of really collecting about having to take a fight. Drops a smoke in towards main, which feels questionable. It's just his way of trying to bait out a fight here, but They're just not giving him any sort of a fight, and time is ticking. Bomb will be collected. Obviously, makes a bit of a noise, though. What it is. So now Bomb scooped up, and yeah, as you can see, Jocko knows about this. Molotov in towards Heaven. Plant, tap. No commit just yet, and Jocko still taking his sweet time. Second time isn't a tap. It has to be a commit. Jocko may have missed his slight window. Heaven play that bait in the fight. Jocko sees it off. 3D Max going to take the map and the series. Made to work of it a little bit. But in the end, Tenacity just really struggled to get going. A very, very lackluster first half there in that map number 3.
Yeah, for sure, man, for sure. Again, goes back to this team, goes back to what we talk about sometimes. CT sides can be a bit lacking, and I think on some maps, some matchups, that does actually let them down. They feel a lot more comfortable on that T side.